Hi everybody, Ellen here. Today I'm going to do the 25 bookish facts about me, and this is not off to a good start because I was like fixing with my tripod and everything, and then I dropped something because I'm an idiot, and then I dived down forward really quickly so that this little fella, Luna, wouldn't catch it and play with it, and then I hit my head in my chair, so now I'll get a big bump on my forehead, so it's not a good start of the day. I mean, technically it's just like 1 o'clock soon, but I mean, it's bad because it hurts. But enough about that. Yes, my head hurts, but we're going to do this anyways. And today I have 25 bookish facts about me. So I had the first thing is that I had two series I was really committed to when I was little. Find out about Harry Potter and everything like that. And I read these, I think the main character name was Clara, and she had a horse and she was, writing in every single book, and I don't even know why I like that series so much, because I read 10 of those books or something like that, and I was never really that interested in horses. It was really a bit weird, but that was the first series that I really got committed to. And then I also really liked the series about some kid, I don't even remember her name, but her parents were veterinarians, and they had a lot of different animals that they supposed to take care of, and figure out what was wrong with them and everything like that. And I have quite a lot of those books as well. So those I read when I was I don't know, 7, 8 or something like that. And that takes us to question number 2, and not question, fact number 2, and that is the fact that when I was 9 years old I discovered Harry Potter, and that was really the first book series where the books were kind of thick, and with that I mean kind of the Goblet of Fire and everything like that. That's from the book that starts to get really, really big. So yeah, that was my first really big series I started to read. And then fact number 3 is that my dream room, or whatever you want to call it, is have one really huge room. This probably is every book nerd's dream, I don't know, but it feels like it is. And have bookshelves all the way around, and then in the middle I would like to have this really, really comfy reading chair with pillows and a blanket and everything, and then of course a really good reading lamp, and I could sit there all day every day. So that would be my dream room for sure, and I'd love to have that one day, so hopefully that will happen. And fact number 4 is the fact that I really love to read sitting in my bed, which is not that good really, because then I spend so much time in my bed that I can't fall asleep there later on. I don't know why, it's weird. But I really often sit in my bed reading, and then I have Luna lying next to me. The few moments she's actually, still and not cray. So yeah, that's really where I do most of my reading. And fact number 5 is that the best purchase I think I've done is the fact that I bought my reading tablet, and I bought that I think August 2015, I want to say. Yeah, I think that was it. And I really, really love this tablet, and yes, the cover of it sort of, not working as well as anymore because it's falling apart, because Luna is the second cat, she likes to step on it, and Mika likes to do that too, so that might have something to do with it. But I mean, the tablet itself works really, really well, and I love it. Fact number 6 is that I never ever leave the house without a book or my reading tablet. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I'm going away for a really, really short period of time. I'm always bringing a tablet or a book, and now lately audiobooks. Always something, because I can't wait for someone and then have nothing to read, or go on the bus and have nothing to read. I mean, I have to have something to read if I feel like it, so I always have to bring something no matter where I'm going. Fact number 7 is that when I go on the bus I usually read a physical book, because I mean it takes a couple of seconds to start the reading tablet, so physical books it is. And then when I go by car, I mean, this has been something I've had to practice on a lot, because I felt very nauseous in the beginning, but in the last year or two, definitely in the last couple of months, I started to read a lot while in the car. I mean, when I'm not driving, I don't read and drive at the same time, but when I'm not driving I definitely read a lot on my tablet, my e-reader, because it makes me less nauseous than when reading a physical book in the car. So yeah, I do that a lot, and saves a lot of time if you're going somewhere. And fact number 8, which I don't really want to tell you guys, but I'm going to do it anyways, and that is the fact that my TBR pile right now is ridiculously huge. It has never been this enormous, and while filming this I can tell you guys that I currently have 137 unread books on my shelves. Now we're talking physical books. We're not even counting the ebooks right now. And I have more books on its way home to me at this point. So I'm freaking out a little bit. So book buying ban, anyone? Fact number 9 is the fact that I have 3 bookshelves. And you can see the 2 here. And then I have a third one that I actually kind of borrowed. Is a good term, from my sister who moved out a couple of months ago. So I have it over here outside of frame. It's just been standing there for a couple of weeks. I haven't had it for very long. But in that bookshelf I have pretty much only my TBR books. Down here I actually have my books I haven't hauled yet, shelf further down, which you can't see. And then when I've hauled them, they go into that bookshelf. And I have all of my unread books there. Pretty much have some books on my desk as well because, you know. And then I have my Rick Riordan collection, which I have read, a lot of them, up. But, you know, the other shelves are just unread books, so lovely. Fact number 10 is that I have like these small little notebooks, and I'm really trying to write like comments about the books, but I'm really bad at doing that while reading the book. So I just think, oh, I will write it down when I finish the book, and I will remember everything I thought and everything like that, and I'll do it in the end. And it usually ends with me like writing comments for like 5 or 6 books, and I do really good about writing all about them, and then I just stop. And then it takes me like a month before I actually have the time to review that particular book. And then I'm like, what was that book about? Because I read so many books in a month. I mean, in October I read 23 books. Do you think I remember every single little detail and every single thought I had about each and every book? Because I don't. I have a really bad memory, which is why I can reread books 5 billion times. And fact number 11, which you might know if you've seen my Book Tropes I Hate video, which I will link down below, is the fact that I freaking hate love triangles. I don't understand, why did this become a thing from the beginning? It was like the Twilight thing. I mean, I feel like the first time I read about it was in the Twilight series, but I really freaking hate the love triangle, and I'm so over it. I never even liked it from the beginning, and it just gets more and more annoying for every single book I read it that is in, and I'm like, can we stop doing this? I mean, it's not like every single person on the earth is involved in a love triangle. I'm over it. Just stop. And fact number 12 is that when I read a book, I mean, I don't see myself as one of the characters, because that would feel weird in my mind. But if the author is really good at like describing what things and people look like, then I feel like I'm the observer and I'm actually in the book and like in the world and the scene that the characters are. But I'm more like an observer, and I see things from the outside of what is happening, if that makes sense. So I mean, if Harry Potter, for example, is going to, you know, fight against Quirrell for the Philosopher's Stone, then I'm standing further back on the stairs watching them do that, pretty much. And I don't know, but I mean, if I'm not able to like be an observer in a book, then I don't feel like it's like the environment and the characters not described good enough if I can't be that kind of part of a book. So that's really what I look for in a book. And fact number 13 is that when I read books, I kind of talk with the characters, which makes me sound nuts, I know. But like when a character is doing something stupid or doing something that I don't agree with or something, then I will just like tell them, why do you do that? And why don't you do like this? Blah. Like, I mean, the character's not going to listen to me because, I mean, the story's already written, but that's what I do. And fact number 14 is that I love going to the library because I live quite close to a very big library. But the problem is, since I have 137 unread books, I have decided that I have to, you know, catch up on those books a little bit more before I go back to the library again. Because when I was going to the library while having a huge TBR pile, I was just reading the library books, and then my TBR pile was just growing and growing and growing. So the library will have to wait. And fact number 15 is the fact that I love bookish merch, and I really just started to collect like pretty much everything in 2017. I don't know why, it just went bananas. So I've started to collect bookish mugs, bookish art prints, just everything bookish. And I think my biggest obsession right now is bookmarks. I mean, a couple of years ago, before starting my book blog, which I started in 2015, but like before then, I was the person that put like a receipt in or just some random paper in my book. And now I'm like, no, I want to have this bookmark because it looks so good with the book, and this bookmark is just beautiful, I have to use it in this book. Like, that's me, and I buy bookmarks all the freaking time, and it's not so, but I love them. And fact number 16 is that I prefer hardbacks because I think they look a lot prettier than paperbacks, and sometimes they don't even have the same cover for the hardbacks as the paperbacks, and the paperbacks sometimes are ugly compared to the hardback, and they don't really have the same shine either. So I do prefer hardback, you know, visually, but the paperback is maybe a little bit better to read because they're not heavy, and if they're like floppy paperbacks, you know, you can easily read them while, you know, eating breakfast or something, because I always read while eating breakfast, because why not. But I also do buy more paperbacks because they are cheaper, so, you know, you can afford buying more books, which is a problem. And fact number 17 is when it comes to audiobooks, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with it. I suck at listening to audiobooks. I haven't done that until like 2 months ago I started or something like that. And it is because I can't listen to like someone talking or something like that in my, like, I want to listen to audiobooks, especially when I'm like on the bus and I don't feel like waiting because I'm too tired or something. But my like brain like doesn't listen anymore. It like turns off. Like, it's just a background noise really, and that is why I don't remember anything happened in the audiobooks, because I don't listen anymore. But the last 2 months I really started to listen to audiobooks like while at home, and maybe I'm just drawing like in a coloring book or something like that, or while I'm writing reviews for different books and stuff like that, or while cleaning is really good to listen to audiobooks. So I definitely start to get better about it, and I feel like I take in a lot more information. I still don't love it as much as I love ebooks or physical books, but you know, I might get there, I don't know. Fact number 18 is that this will probably surprise no one, but I could talk all day every day about Harry Potter, and I have kind of done that because I did a video about why I love Harry Potter, which is a spoilery talk, and I talked like, I edited out some parts because it was so long, but the finished product was like 27 or 28 minutes or something like that. So for some people that's an eternity, so that was it was pretty awesome because I love talking about Harry Potter. But yeah, I can link that video down below if you're interested. And fact number 19 is the fact that I really love like having a snack while reading, which is dangerous because you might, you know, get shit in your book, and I hate that. But I usually eat chocolate because I'm like a chocolate monster. Like, instead of the Cookie Monster, I'm the chocolate monster. Is that patent on that? But yeah, I always eat, like, not always, but a lot of the time I eat chocolate. I like having some like small bits and, you know, just shove it in my mouth. So I do that a lot. And when I'm cold, like, I'm always freezing, I have like bad blood circulation in my hands and feet for whatever reason. But then I drink tea, which is also dangerous when you have a kitten that runs all over the place and you're trying not to pour, you know, hot tea on that, and you're trying hard not to pour hot tea on the cat nor the book. So it's a struggle, but so far it's been working. Fact number 20 is that if I'm reading a book on the bus and I'm really like into it and I'm loving it and just want to figure out and find out what the hell is going to happen, then I will continue reading while walking. So this has mostly happened when I'm walking from the bus to my house, which is actually not that far. I mean, it takes a couple of minutes and not that far at all. And one time it actually happened, and I walked past like my neighbor's garden, and they were having like this sprinkler on, and they got some water drops in my book. I'm like, what? No, it's starting to rain, because I was so like wrapped up in the book that I didn't even notice that it was the sprinkler that was spraying water on me and not actual rain, because the sky was clear blue. So yeah, that happens. And fact number 21, we're almost done, is the fact that I don't really like lending my books to people, because I'm very like particular. I don't like cracking the backs of my book, although that happens sometimes when, you know, it's not floppy. But I hate crackbacks. I hate, like, you know, wrinkly paper in my books. I hate stains. I hate, like, scratches and dents and everything like that. It makes my head go, ah! So I don't like lending books to people because my mom is not very good at taking care of my books. So she has very, very strict rules to follow when she borrows my book. The only person that's actually been good at borrowing my books was my sister, and she thinks I'm nuts. So, I mean, but she was very careful, so, you know, you may worry. And fact number 22 is that I barely never cry while reading a book. It's like really hard to find a book that will make me cry. But when I finally have found a book that made me cry, then I'm not going to stop. Like Wonder, when I came to a certain place in that book, I was bawling my freaking eyes out all the time, and it was nuts. So I don't cry often, but when I finally do cry, I can't stop. Fact number 23 is that I love reading books about boarding schools, but I have noticed that a lot of the time when reading like boarding schools or just like high school, like a book that takes a lot of that has a lot of scene in the high school or whatever, that very often it's like connected to having characters that are described as, oh, she's so beautiful and she's so perfect and he's so handsome and blah 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 blah. Like everybody's a freaking supermodel in those books for some reason, and I just want to have a good boarding school book without the perfect unhuman people. Like, is this too much to ask for? Because I don't think so. Make the characters human, for crying out loud. And then fact number 24 is that currently I haven't even counted yet, so I'm going to do that now, but we're going to figure out how many books I own. I don't know if I want to know this. So I just counted all of my books, and with that I mean my unread books and my read books, ready books, and the books I bought on my own. And apparently, which is a crazy freaking number, I own 469 books. I feel a little bit overwhelmed right now because holy shit, that's so many more books than I thought I had. So better get on reading those 137 I haven't read yet. So yeah. And then the 25th and last bookish fact about me is the fact I usually start reading several books at the same time, like maybe 3, 4, 5 at the same time, which people find crazy. But the fact is that I read like a couple of pages, maybe a chapter, and then I feel like, I'm not really feeling like reading this at this point, and then I pick up another book, and then I keep doing that until usually it's like the 4th or 5th book or something where I feel like, this is what I feel like reading, and then I'm going to continue reading it. Because, I mean, sometimes just pick up a book and like plow on through that for the first book, but usually, you know, that's how it goes with me, picking one book and then not coming back to that book for a while, because I am such a mood reader, and that's just how my brain works for some reason. Yeah, that was 25 bookish facts about me. I hope at least there was some of these things that you didn't know about me from before, so that you've learned something new about me. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I at least thought it was so much fun. And yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little button down below, and also don't forget to click the little bell icon so that you're 100% sure that you get a notification for when I upload new videos. Yeah, I hope we see each other next time. Bye!